Smooth. Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. This is the locker room. It's Zibby here, and I have a special guest joining me in the studio. It might be Dana Ross, it might be Christy Esiani Bookwe, but it's a lady who's got a fro. Okay, it's Tega. Good morning, Tega, and her hair.
Or Black Michael Jackson. Good morning, everybody. Yes, I've got my throw out.
Yay!
Our hair is so hard.
Girl.
We'll talk about that later. But first of all, let's talk about what's happening in the world of sports. You see, I really want to laugh at Arsenal fans, but they say less privilege should be laughing at other people. You understand? And so I can't, I mean, I didn't sleep with light and I drove to a poorly lit road. So I'm sure Bukayo Saka slept under AC. So I can't be laughing at him.
Yeah, you can't.
But so other people will laugh at him for me today. Today we may even open the phone lines because what happened last night was I don't understand it. It's like Arsenal fans like their hearts broken. You know, they have this hope. How did you hope that Tottenham Hotspur will beat Manchester City like this Tottenham?
This Man City that we're seeing now.
Like this Tottenham Hotspur. Let's
Right.
forget the Man City. Let's even focus on the Tottenham Hotspur. All right, so we will talk about that match. We'll also talk about what's happening in the NBA. My goodness, identity crisis is a big thing. We'll talk about that. What's happening in the NBA. We'll also touch a little bit on what's happening in Rome at the Rome Masters. And then we'll round up with football that will be happening today. All right. On that note, Zibby, tell us, how can we be a part of the locker room this morning?
All right, we're streaming live on YouTube, so you can catch the live stream. You can see me, you can see Tega, you can see Tega's hair. Tega's getting in touch with her inner 1979. Yes, she is. All right, so you can also, of course, send us a message via WhatsApp 0809 444 0981, or just tweet at Smooth981 or X at Smooth981. X, yes. Okay. Can we look at the headlines?
Yes, let's go through that.
Aruna Meshref reclaim IWTF Africa Cup title. Dominant Stratex sails into Italian Open semi-finals. Thunder beat Mavericks to level semi-final series. Postecoglou, the misread Spurs fan desperation to deny Arsenal title. Ooh. Bellingham Vinicius shine as champions. Madrid smash Ala. How do you pronounce that? Alaves?
Alaves.
Alaves. Okay. Spanish is a very interesting language.
Yep, you pronounce every single word.
Ten Hag pleads for patience without a form Hoyland. Varane to leave Man United at the end of the season. UEFA wants only captains to speak to refs at Euros. Wow.
The question was after they speak to refs, will they change the decision of the refs?
So, maybe the captains have a special power.
I'm just asking. After the captain walks up to the referee and explains to the referee that I don't like the call you made, will the referee now change the call because
he's a captain?
That wants to change. Yes, let's read our story from the start.
Aruna Quadri and Dina Meshref reclaimed the IWTF Africa Cup title after winning the 2024 edition at BK Arena in Kigali, Rwanda.
All right, so it's table tennis that's happening, and the only reason this story is making headlines is because Nigeria won. I'm not even going to go there. Because table tennis, the Egyptians just win all the time, every time. You know, Nigerians play. Lots of countries are involved. Nigerians will play, get to the final or the semi-final, and the Egyptians will just knock us out. The women, it was even an all Egyptian final.
Oh wow!
All Egyptian final. The men said they managed. Aruna got to the final, and then he won 4-0. It was, I would say, unexpected by most people. I wasn't there, but there was a Nigerian reporter, Fatil, that was there. And she saw it live. I would have told her to capture this moment and freeze it forever because it doesn't come around like that. But yeah, Aruna Quadri climbed the steps, and he climbed the steps on the day that Omasheye is not here to take advantage of his gender winning something. So so great one for Aruna Quadri, great one for Nigeria. Let's see how it goes for tennis. I mean, if he just had a, what would I say? If he had a protege that is doing well, Because Aruna Kodri has been there forever.
I've known that guy since I was a child.
Yes, he's not young. And his children that are getting into table tennis are not old enough.
Oh. So there's going to be a gap.
There's going to be a gap. Certainly going to be a gap somewhere. So, but let's enjoy it while it lasts. 3.5.
All right. Let's see. Elke Adoraba, I hope you can hear Tega better now. Let us know if you hear her. Okay, thank you. That's from the live stream. Well, number one, Iga Swiatek breezed into the semifinals of the Italian Open with a straight set victory over 18th seed Madison Keys.
All right. So I don't think anybody or their neighbor would have thought that Madison Keys was going to beat Iga Swiatek, but we expected her to try and put on a good fight. And I think that's where the biggest issues are. You know, when you're Madison Keys hitting well, playing great on play, and then she won a trophy on play, so it's not like play is new to her. And then you step up against Iga Swiatek. We expected a bigger fight. Iga Swiatek went for training. That's what it looked like, that she was training. So it's a tough one, you know, for Madison Keys and for anybody else against Iga Swiatek. But especially for Madison Keys, who did not get any looks in. In fact, let me explain something to you. There was one time her coach, she had just held herself. Her coach called her to the side and told her to try and hit the ball to Iga Swiatek's backhand so that Iga doesn't dominate the rallies. You understand? Iga will play the ball back, but she won't be so dominant if she's not on her forehand.
Right.
The coach told her that. Iga Swiatek said it. And she does the complete opposite of what the coach says. And the coach is her fiance.
Wow.
I can imagine what the relationship is going to be like.
Oh my goodness. That is very strange.
I heard the coach playing. Then she goes and stands there, and Iga places this. In her defense, I would say this. Iga's angles yesterday for herself were very tough. So it'd be hard for you returning to have started dominating enough to start putting Iga on the back. But it was so vivid because 1 minute he said put the ball on her backhand, and the next minute she's going there to the exact and the coach,
the camera panned to him.
Yes, I saw the coach do this.
Like, what are you doing?
Don't ask you, but if you're on the court, you understand why she's not answering you. But yeah, cap it off. So tough day for Madison Keys, but Iga Swiatek is through to the semifinals. Also yesterday, Coco Gauff faced one of the wards of her former coach Perriba. And she defeated her. It was a tougher match in the first set. Second set was kind of a breeze. And so Coco Gauff is now through to the semifinals. On the men's draw, Daniel Medvedev was knocked out yesterday in straight sets by Tommy Paul. In Daniel Medvedev's favor, even if he's defending champion here and he has won a clay court masters, I mean that's this one. Last year, he was not always great on clay. So when you see him struggle on clay, that's the normal Daniel Medvedev. When you see him win on clay, that's the learned and determined man, Daniel Medvedev. So the determined one didn't show up yesterday. It was the normal Medvedev that showed up yesterday. And also the guy that beats Novak Djokovic. Yesterday he took out another set, Karen Khachanov. Unfortunately, I was not in the press room. I wanted to ask Karen if the bottle fell on his head too. Maybe that's why he lost to Tabilo. But yeah, Tabilo has continued his fairy tale run.
All right, let us know your thoughts. 0809 440 981. Moving on to the NBA. The Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Dallas Mavericks 100-96, and that basically levels their Western Conference semifinal series 2-0.
All right, so this was disappointing. I don't think they should say that the Thunders defeated the Dallas Mavericks. I should just say that Dallas Mavericks imploded.
Ooh.
That's what happened. Because they were doing great. They were moving the ball around, they were making buckets, and they had this particular portion in the fourth quarter where for 3 minutes they didn't score a bucket. 3 whole minutes. To put it into context, an entire quarter is 12 minutes. So for 3 of those 12 minutes, Mavericks didn't score. and the Thunders were scoring on the other side. So this one, they weren't really beaten as much as they handed over the win to Thunders, and they've made it even tougher for themselves because the next game they're going to play is in Oklahoma. It's going to be a tough one. Oklahoma City. It's going to be a tough one for them. And it's shocking because you thought Dallas Mavericks had gotten their act together. Now they're going to get all the way. And unfortunately, they've tied themselves in the knot. So how they are going to detangle from that, I don't know, but it's a tough place to be. On the other hand, which the game that kept me up, it was the Denver Nuggets taking on Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Denver Nuggets restricted Anthony Edwards to just 18 points. To put into context, Anthony Edwards scores about 30 points on the average, 30 points per night. They restricted him to 13 points. His last game, even if they lost it to the Nuggets, he scored 43 points.
Oh, wow.
They restricted him to 18 points. That was the defense they had on the night. Nikola Jokic scored 40 points on the night. And I think they made it worse because he had won the MVP of the regular season. And it was last night that they came to hand him the trophy. So the NBA commissioner now came last night to hand him the trophy on home court in front of the home crowd. Bobo said, I have to defend this trophy. And then he put on an MVP performance and he dropped 40 on the night, bullied Rudy Gobert all over the floor.
Wow.
And then they won. So they have come from, so the first two games were really poor and a lot of people thought they were going to be swept. But they've come from those two poor games to win the next three games. And it's looking like they're going to win game four. But let's see how the Timberwolves respond. But it was a tough night for all the Timberwolves yesterday. Anthony Edwards, with all his hype, with all his Michael Jordan comparisons, he was just very humble. And sometimes you need that humility. Let's see how it works for him. All right, so that's what's happening in the NBA.
All right, you're still listening to the Locker Room on Smooth 98.1. Tega, can we take a few messages?
Well, let's take a few messages. My microphone is, I don't know, maybe my microphone is not. Let me hold it like this. Since I'm Michael Jackson, I'm doing like Black Michael Jackson.
Oh, yes, indeed.
You see.
Yay, Tega. All right, let's see. LK Aderba says Tega in the house. Yay, double joy. Tega in the house and Arsenal bottling company doing it again. Not them thinking their North London rivals will do them a favor. Elephants on the tree. All right. Padre Pio says, let me start with Tega's hair. Ogundipe says, greetings. I'll just say as it is, Liverpool fold my hand and Arsenal come shatter my heart because two of you couldn't take care of just one team, Man City. Why, and a zillion more why?
Because they have a 15 titles, but Arsenal has one.
Okay, one more message before we take a quick breather. I have a feeling there'll be a shock on the last day of the EPL. Either City will be shocked or Arsenal will be shocked, and that message is from Emmanuel.
Arsenal cannot be shocked. They are already crying from now. Why are they going to be shocked? If you know your fate, why are you going to be shocked? Manchester City is playing against West Ham. Arsenal is playing against Everton.
Good luck.
Everton hasn't lost in recent times. West Ham, on the other hand, they've been falling like a pack of cards in front of almost every opponent. So it's going to be a tough one. But we'll take more messages when we come back after this break. You two people, does it sound better with the mic like this?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Can you hear it?
I can hear it. Well, I can hear you beside me.
No, can you hear like microphone here?
No, I can't. But it actually helps to amplify the sounds. We need to tell Sam to sort some of this stuff out. YouTube people, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you hear Tega? If you can say Tega, if you can hear Tega, right? Yeah.
I took that. Literally.
Mic drop.
When did I press spoil here?
Control spoil. Oh my God. Yes, you are. Let's see.
They say yeah, they can hear.
Okay, so this is how
we're
going
to hold the
mic. A B C. When you just come and be like, yeah.
A B C 1 2 3 you and me. Okay. Love music. Why did you make me do this?
The devil is a liar. You're still inside the locker room on Smooth 98.1. It's Tega and Zibby. I was going to say it's Zibby and Michael Jackson, but you know.
It's Zibby and Black Michael Jackson.
Black Michael Jackson. Okay.
Because there were two Michael Jacksons.
Which other Michael Jackson is there?
There was.
Tega, you are a baby. If you guys don't see Tega after this show, yeah, I did something to her.
Was Michael Jackson of the 70s and 80s? Oh, sorry, Michael Jackson of the 70s and then Michael Jackson of the 90s was.
He had to grow in the 70s when a young kid.
When I grew.
What is? Okay, now coming back to football, Tottenham boss Ange Postecoglou said the foundation he's built at the club is fragile after many fans took glee in their 2-0 defeat to Manchester City.
I don't understand what they came yesterday. Was it one yesterday? Exactly what time was it on? So I understand that there was a UEFA Champions League ticket that they were managing to vie for. But they had bottled that league so many times with all the drama. In the sense that at some point with their games in hand, they had the advantage over Aston Villa. But they kept losing matches, and they were not losing matches. They were losing the matches scandalously. Lost to Chelsea, lost to Arsenal, lost to everybody and everybody. And then they managed to win against Burnley, and he thought because they won against Burnley, who were relegated or on their way to relegation at the time, because he's the one that relegated them, or his team is one that relegated them. Because you beat a team that was on the way to relegation, somehow your fans were going to have hope. No, let me tell you, for some Tottenham fans, it is better for them to be relegated than for Arsenal to win the trophy. In fact,
wow. Well, I can see.
Yes, they will tag the plane themselves. They will cut the tree and not let nobody in the village have shade, and for the elephants to sit on top of that tree. It's not possible for them. And so it was when some Arsenal fans were, when what's his name now? And Kai Havertz was saying he's going to be the biggest Tottenham supporter. I was like, he would be, because even Tottenham supporters are not supporting their fans, their team, sorry. And so when Erling Haaland put the ball in the back of the net, there were Tottenham fans that turned around and started doing the pause now. Yes, with the Manchester City fans.
Oh my goodness.
What disastrous. I mean, you see the players on the field, they're just like, oh. But the fans
going on here.
Oh yeah, better boil the jollof. We are ready to celebrate. So yeah. So I don't know why he didn't know. Because I don't know many Tottenham fans that wanted Arsenal to win the league. Sorry, that wants Arsenal to win the league. That's how the rivalry works. Yeah. They're like, would rather not go to the UEFA Champions League than for Arsenal to win this trophy. This place will not contain us. And so, welcome, Postecoglou. However, that's not the reason they lost. The team did not tank the match. The team they were beaten. And they were beaten on several levels. They're beaten because Manchester City took advantage of the mistakes that Tottenham made, but Tottenham Hotspur didn't take advantage of the mistakes that Manchester City made. And therein lies the difference. So if you think of Kulusevski's chances that he could have maybe cut back for somebody to put it back of the net, or you think of Son when he was one-on-one with the goalkeeper, or you think of Madison. So there were a few chances here and there that Tottenham could have taken advantage of. They didn't put the ball in the back of the net, and that's why they lost. It's not really because they didn't want Arsenal to win the league, but Tottenham Hotspur fans will look on the bright side. All right, let's take the next story.
Jude Bellingham and Vinicius Jr. inspired runaway Spanish champions Real Madrid to a 5-0 rout of Alaves on Tuesday.
Yes. First of all, Real Madrid, this is not the spirit of sportsmanship. This is not the way life should be. But for Thibaut Courtois, a great one, because Thibaut Courtois wants to play in the Champions League final. Ancelotti wants Thibaut Courtois to play in the Champions League final. And so regardless of all the magic that Nuni has done all season, last night's performance against Alaves, because Alaves did have some brilliant chances, and Thibaut Courtois saved them all.
Wow.
And then the scoreline also makes it even more beautiful. So I understand why Tinubu played that brilliantly, but I don't understand why Angelotti put all these people on the pitch. What was the purpose? Why not resting the you've already won the La Liga. Why are you not resting everybody? They displayed all 36 of their trophies on why are you not resting, guys?
Wow.
Very no spirit of partnership, very rude man. But it was a brilliant game. It was just to show, just to confirm, in case you missed it. Yeah, champions. That's what that result is.
All right. Now, Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag has defended striker Rasmus Højlund's record in his first season at Old Trafford.
Yes, so I think Manchester United's problems are not enough. As if they are not struggling enough. Okay. It's now doing okay. I should pause the mic.
Let's. Okay. This seems good. Okay. Yes.
I think the Manchester United team is not struggling enough already. They have to face Newcastle today. Tough one for them. But yes, I like the fact that Ten Hag keeps speaking on his team, on his players. I would say this for Højlund. Yes, he did not exactly light up the Premier League, but he scored 14 goals. That's not bad. His team is struggling. Sometimes when your team is struggling, you struggle too. Unfortunately, he's not like Kopama that had penalties given to him.
Right.
In Chelsea, Kopama is a designated penalty taker. What penalty comes, he has set it in front of him. He attended the ring light and camera. He's taking the penalty. If Manchester United gets a penalty, Bruno Fernandes has to decide that he's not taking it. And then Rashford too, before Erasmus Højlund will have an opportunity to step up. So 14 goals, brilliant. Not an exciting season, but good enough. And yes, he's also had some injuries. So Manchester United fans should have mercy on him. The person they shouldn't have mercy on is Erik ten Hag. So please send in those messages.
0809440981, and you can also tweet at smooth981. Manchester United defender Rafael Varane will leave the club when his contract runs out at the end of the season.
All right. That's a continuation, yes. And I'm so glad I saw people like Rafael Varane and Casemiro play for their club and country before they came to Manchester United. Because if you go by their form in Manchester United, you will not believe that these guys know how to play football. No. And even with the Varane injury, people say, oh, when Varane picked up that ACL injury, he lost pace. And so he's not as good as he was before. It's not true. You have to play him a particular way. And yes, that may sound like, oh, if he's a great player, he should be able to play anyway. No. Even a bar, you have to eat it with some soup for it to bang. Do you understand? As versatile as a bar is. Even rice. There are some things that it doesn't, if you eat rice with ogbono, it will not, do you understand? It will not bang.
Yeah.
So players have a way you can play them. And the Premier League is a little faster, it's a lot more physical, it's less as tactical as some of the other leagues. But I've seen him also play on the French team, and he's brilliant. So this guy can play football. He's just on the wrong team at the wrong time. And that's where most of these struggles are coming from. So I would say this is a sad one. Manchester United fans never really got to enjoy Rafael Varane. They never really got to enjoy Casemiro. But I think for Rafael Varane, right now, anywhere but a football pitch is a happy place. Oh. Anywhere but a football pitch.
All right. Let's move on to the next story.
Messages. Let's just take the UEFA Champions so that we'll take all the messages.
Okay. UEFA has told teams at Euro 2024 that only captains will be allowed to approach referees to speak about decisions taken during games, and other players doing so risk being booked.
Like I said at the start of the game, of the show, will it change the decision? Or you just want only the captain to come and talk to you, then you will tell him, well, my decision is final. I don't know what. So again, UEFA is trying to curtail a lot of things. And I understand that discipline that you're trying to bring and respect to referees. But the godlike status that they've given to referees on the one hand, we'll discuss that in another game. The thing is, players will come to you. I think as long as players are not crossing the line, it will be fine. Referees already have the right to give players to show players the yellow card for dissent. So why are you, if the captain is the goalkeeper and the thing happened in the 18-yard box of the other person, we will now pause the game for the goalkeeper to run all the way to the referee to talk to the referee. Then he will now run all the way back. First of all, he cannot just run all the way. He has to run all the way to talk to his teammates to say what really happened.
Right.
Then they'll not tell him. Then he will not. So we should pause the game.
Jeez.
Come on. Why don't they bring rules on how to referees to study every 2 days? You know, you cannot just be
updated.
Yes, get updated every so that we'll be sure that you're spot on. It's like the medical school. You know, doctors still write exams after, or they check their reading after, they do all those things. They read their textbook after. We should be doing that for referee. So that yes, because of referees, like the one that taught them, they have forgotten.
Right,
They're
right,
supposed to
right.
upgrade constantly. So that's what makes me focus on all these new rules that they're bringing. Is just rubbish. All right, on that note, let's take your messages because your messages are many and I'm so happy to read them. I read YouTube, you read WhatsApp. So let's start with YouTube.
All right.
Because I'm the one with the microphone.
Okay, you got 2 microphones
I got
actually.
2 microphones. Oh, this microphone is fault. Yes, we'll get the internet to sort it out. Let's start from YouTube. This is Ayodako Tega. Wear your glasses. Oye Leye says Nikola Jokic is doing what Nikola Jokic does. Nuggets in 6. I cannot agree with you. And Pedro Pio says Tottenham fans celebrating a loss is the height of irresponsibility. Now you know rivalry is a good motivation too. He also says, son, I'm wondering how that guy slept last night. He was playing for the opposition. And then Ibrahim Hassan says, oh, we're going to work on this. We'll get back. And then Olufemi is talking about my afro. Wow, this your afro is enviable. Yes, so we're going to try to grow it until Relaxa takes over.
No.
And he said I should try out the blowout kit too. I think I'll try it out. All right.
Wow, I haven't heard that thing since the 90s.
They have blowouts now.
Oh, really?
It's not like it used to be that they'll put on the stove and come and do that. No. There's this thing. I will tell you after.
Okay. Tajideen says, good morning, Zibby and Tega. Congratulations to Aruna. He's always been a champion. We were in the same hostel back in Unilag. Nobody comes there on any table.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
Yes, huh? You know what is behind that, Abby? Yeah, the one that is bad. Nobody else on earth understood what I said, but you. You are the one that is bad.
Okay.
The messages.
Anyway, from Adiri says, imagine putting hope on serial butlers like Tottenham. Y'all in England had better start fasting and praying that Pep gets bored and decides to leave EPL, because if he should stay long term like Sir Alex and spend over 20 years coaching Man City, then I'm truly sorry for you guys, man. Whoa. Yinka from VI says, on Monday, Tega said, you want to win, but lost to Aston Villa. Now you're waiting for your enemy to die so you can wear his shoe. What if the shoe does not fit you? It's funny that Arsenal beat Tottenham and celebrated it wildly. Same Arsenal expected same Tottenham to do them a favor. You should be taking your destiny in your hands. Now they have to turn to another enemy to help them, or else they're stuck in second place. So Heath says, congratulations.
Well, they'll finish with a strong 2-1. Strong 2-1 is employed. I forced to finish the first class.
Oh, wow. EduK says, good morning to the super smoothest female duo. Arsenal is depending on all the clubs with hams at the end of their names. City are all up them hams like it never existed. So Arsenal looking to West Ham for a favor when everything can jolly well do what they did to Liverpool a few weeks back to Arsenal on Sunday. Priye, I greet you, bros. Poor Priye. Sheyi, is that Adebisi says, okay.
He's talking about the boxing. You know what? On Friday, we are going to talk about this boxing that is coming up.
Because I know we didn't talk about boxing today. All right. Mohammed says, Tega, so you notice that small boy Anthony Edwards is arrogant, talking without respect for the opponent, especially on the court. Denver shouldn't fold our hand and lose to the Timberwolves. Well, nothing for the Elephants this season. They want to steal league with Pep tactics stolen by Arteta.
But why would you train more boy if you know? I don't know what you mean. You train the man, allow him to win trophy now.
Okay, do you want to read some from YouTube?
Let me read this message from YouTube. Morning, President and Tega. Thank you, AGK. And this message is from Larry from the abroad. He says, Tega, the loud silence from Arsenal fans has been very loud since last night. By now, our noisy London neighbors would have dominated the social media space with their borrowed vuvuzelas and kakakis. With 2 games in hand, Tottenham and West Ham. How on this planet, and not Jupiter, would Arsenal hope to win the EPL trophy? The last time they did, the baby born then is a beautiful bride now. Wow. Oh, you are very rude. Serves them right. Serves Sky have it right. The sky is blue always. And this is Chelsea fan.
Yes, Larry, I see you. Kende from somewhere says, Tega, forget about tanking. This isn't the Spurs that tried to make Arsenal drop points a couple of weeks ago. If they wanted to, they could have fought City harder. Even the City first goal was so easy. If they let it go, wouldn't that be match fixing?
Look, let me tell you, I said what I said. They had opportunities. They just didn't put the ball in the back of them. Yes, they had opportunities.
Wow, so this was intentional.
So they're not intentionally tanking. Sometimes you have to understand Tottenham is in a bad place now, and it will show up in the results.
Tega, these messages, if we continue with these messages,
we'll reach to 9 o'clock.
Yes.
On that note, we want to thank every single person: Dossier Priya, Deji, AB Ambo, Dr. M, Bimbo from VI, and Maiwa from Bagada, and Shegu from Ikotu. We are so sorry we can't read your messages because time has.
And Tega needs to go moisturize and condition
her afro. Moisturize and condition my afro because it's high maintenance. On that note, I just want to thank every single one of you for sending your messages. Thank you for tuning in to Smooth 98.1 FM to listen to the locker room, and thanks to Zibby for showing that my afro is great.
Tega, I have something to say to you. Okay. These days, you have to be very careful about what you say on social media because I see your tweets, Tega. You're very controversial.
Yes.
Before we hear that they've arrested Tega for cyber stalking, we're talking about that from 9 a.m. on Lagos Talk.
All right.
Man, like, before you know, police people go and carry someone. It's getting out of hand.